Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Candy. It's a tumble dryer, a condenser. GCC590NB. And there's the data plate if you're interested. Made in Italy. Candy, what's it called? Candy Hoover Group. Where's that gone? There it is. Candy Hoover Group. I've got some wet laundry in it that I've just washed in this WMA50. The condenser's quite clean. I've just washed the filter out, so it's wet, but I'll let the machine take care of that. It's plugged in, so let's give it a 60-minute wash. I don't want synthetics. I don't want a delay. Just want it to go. The knob doesn't light up. It's blowing out cold air here. It's missing its fascia, obviously. So my idea for this one is I've just replaced the temperature thermal sensor or mini melt switch in the back because that was broken, and I don't want to do anything with it. I don't want to sell it, I don't want to give it to anyone, but I would like to take out the thermal switch and the thermostat in the back. I think the thermostat triggers at 175 degrees and the thermal mini melt switch goes at 206. So the mini melt went, which may mean the thermal switch is gone. Either way, if the mini melt goes again, I'll know there's something wrong with the machine. I'll do this load basically because I've got a load of rags in there. It's getting warm already. Because I've got a load of rags in there after 1 minute. That's pretty fast. I can feel the heat in there. I want those rags to be dry, so that's why I'm drying them. And I want to test the machine and just see what happens with that thermal switch. And if it goes again, we have a scuff there. My plan is to take out the thermal switches and bypass them, so there'll be no safety feature on this. I might have a look under the top as well, just to make sure there's no external thermal sensor. And then I've got a load of lint saved up from previous laundries inside. That's all clean lint from my other tumble dryer, the gas one, that I use every day. Pretty much every day actually at the moment because it's winter time. That's just a load of gross old lint. Tissue in there that's been through a washing machine and a pocket. Some leaves and whatnot. I'm going to throw the lint in with some old clothing. Various things I've saved up that really... These are obviously not my trousers because they're tiny. But you know, stuff like this that could be recycled, but really giving it to the charity shop's a bit of a joke. So instead of just recycling where it'll become old newspapers and that, I'll put it in there and see what happens to it. I'll do it outside, I think, with the fire extinguisher beside me. But I wonder if it'll go on fire. So this video is just going to be what happens to this, and we'll see if it works. It's on the drying phase, and then near the end it'll go to the fan phase. I think that happens in the last 15 minutes, maybe 12 minutes on some of them, and then it'll come to end. This one's a bit peculiar, because normally I'm used to the water tray being up on top. This one is down the bottom. I wonder will it stop now to pull that out. So this one, the water just goes straight to the bottom. It sits there for you to empty it. The ones I'm all used to have a drawer up on top, and so you pull the drawer out and you have to empty it from above, which is more convenient because normally these things are down low. I've put it up on top of the other machine just for a bit of space. If you have the drawer on top, you have to have a pump in the bottom, so there's a little reservoir with a pump that pumps the water up, and then it just stays in this drawer. Which means that by doing it this way, they've saved on a pump, and which is something that I've seen go wrong on two machines recently, where the pump, the little switch that activates the pump is all gummed up, because typically, you know, the water isn't just clean water, it's got a little bit of fluff in it sometimes, and so that fluff gets in and causes untold damage, basically. So, I'll come back to it. How long has it been going for now? Maybe 10 minutes. I got interrupted there. Yeah, that's hot and damp. It's doing alright. We're back on. I'll leave it to it and see what happens. I think I've set it for an hour. These things don't seem to count down, which is... I like the old styley timers that click through, but you know, this is what it is. It's about 20 minutes in now. And you can see the steam coming out on the camera. Stuff is not dry, but it's getting drier. Let's get those gloves out of there actually, they don't need to tumble. Okay. Just keep pressing that out of the shot. It seems to be rumbling on okay. probably not meant to open this, but you can see the moisture gathering down there. So the cold air passes through here, clean, and the warm air comes down through the filter in through here. It should condense out. So the light has gone to end. It's beeping. It's actually perfectly dry, which is excellent. And there is another glove. So I think that took less than an hour. I'd set it for an hour and it took less, I think. These paddles are all kind of blue. If you look at that, it comes from jeans. Same here, you can see the blue, and there's blue on here. It comes from using it for jeans. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's have a look here. That's my lint. Pretty clean lint, really. That's off those pillowcases that I use as rags in the workshop. It's pretty clean. Looking down into it, well, there's a bit of hair there, but it's pretty clean. I didn't clean that bit out. Let's have a look in the condensing unit. Alright. Nothing to report. There's a bit of water. You don't need to do that ever, really. The water should drain off along this little channel here, I think. And out the, well, it should just be sucked through and pushed out the back, I think, is where it's meant to go, and then into this tray. Let's have a look at the tray and see if there's anything coming through. There's a tiny amount of water in there. I don't know if you can see that. Like, you're talking a tiny amount. So what it may be is that there's a reservoir that fills this up from behind, and that the reservoir is full. Only a tiny trickle has come through into there. In theory, you can use this stuff because it's condensed vapor. You can use it for filling up batteries and using it for when you're ironing. I don't see why not. You can buy that stuff, but I would just use tap water. Not for batteries, but for ironing, I just use tap water. Because where I live is quite a soft water area. Just want to have a look at this. There's a bit of dust or something there. It disturbs me a bit. This doesn't seem to sit in straight. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Although, maybe if the machine did overheat, because we know that something went wrong here before. Maybe it did overheat and bent it out of shape a bit. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, this Candy GCC590NB is working fine. But what am I going to do with it? I'm going to try and set it on fire. Stay tuned for further videos. Subscribe if you want to see them. Subscribe to my, probably be in the washing machine destruction playlist if I'm going to set a dryer on fire. Seems a bit stupid really, doesn't it? But turn that off. Seems a bit stupid, but well, you know, somebody could use this dryer, but unless that somebody magics themselves, you know, I can't be bothered trying to sell it. It sounds terrible, but if I was selling this, I wouldn't get any money for it, and I would just get a load of hassle because somebody, and it's my experience that people will bring them back because they've broken them and expect a refund because they think you're a large superstore, even though you're not. So I can't be bothered selling these things. Oh, you can tell that my mood has changed. Thanks for watching. See you later.